I've been thinking a lot lately about the difference between masculine and feminine energy in myself and in you and the people I encounter. Because there's these polarities that we all have. And if you haven't heard the terms before, it really doesn't have much to do with gender, but just about the energy that we exhibit in ourselves. So for example, masculine energy tends to be doing, tends to be aggression, striving, thriving, busy. Whereas a feminine energy is more being, surrender, tranquil, calm, these kind of things, receiving. Waking up every morning here in New York City, I feel overwhelmed sometimes by the amount of masculine energy that's on the morning L train, getting to work, getting things done. You know, there's a lot of like moving and kind of this like penetrating force is the way that I think about it. And when I'm in an environment that's very masculine, you know, when everyone around me exhibits that, when the buildings and the birds and everyone seems to be going somewhere, my thoughts also follow those patterns. And I find that after a while, that gets really exhausting. And I need to really like open up and clear my mind. One way for me to balance that is to connect with nature. Going into nature tends to have like, you know, even just going for a run or in the park, being around trees, seeing green tends to activate that in your brain that you can kind of like relax and open up to that. And I crave that. When you live in a system, you absorb a system and you think in a system. I became a product of my environment, and really I just had no way of kind of breaking and finding balance in my creative ideas. I was striving for some more creativity. A friend of mine recently became more or less a psychic and gave me some really good advice. I did the thing and went and got a reading. And although I don't, really think much of it if I, have something like this happen, I am open to it. And I just, I thought there was some good advice. And the advice was for me that look back at some of the good things that happened to you in the past year, at many of the good things that happened to you in your life. Did you pursue them or did they come to you? And I do think it's somewhat of a balance, but a lot of the things did kind of come to me. Like I couldn't control certain people that I met or certain opportunities. They just arose and I was there to take that opportunity. So the thing I took away is that I think it's a powerful skill to sometimes, if you're really trying to make something happen in your life and you're always thinking about it and always going after it, maybe to just kind of sit back and wait a little bit. And that's at least advice for me, who in a crazy city like this really needs to balance it. So lately, I've been trying to be a little more calm, to be a little more embracing of receiving and waiting and the feminine energy of the ambitions and things and all the things I want to do. But when I'm going after it and I'm just having this masculine energy, I fall over and I feel depleted. And so I want to leave you with the thought of, where are you right now? What kind of energy do you have as you're watching this video, as you're going to step away and walk into the world? And do you feel unbalanced? And if so, how can you realign and balance yourself? Do you need to maybe if you have too much feminine energy and you're waiting around too much, do you need to get up and go after something? If you're going after something too much, if you're penetrating too much, do you have to kind of sit back and let it come to you? I don't know. You can tell me. Write some notes down below if you have any questions. There's a lot written about the polarities, and I think there's some really, really interesting and fun things that you could read more about and look more about on YouTube if you want to learn more about it. Or you could ask me. All right, this has been fun. My name's Chris, and I'll see you next week.